Good morning, everyone. It's Karishkur here, and this is pretty awesome. I was complaining in the previous video that my biggest problem was the English, and yesterday I've had not one but two matches against English, and I want to show you the games, both of them, because they were different due to the fact that one English player went for the Abbey of Kings, and the other one went for the Longbowman and Spearman combination. So I'm going to start with Longbowman and Spearman combination because it's a bit shorter, and I think there are like 2 or 3 principles that apply in this situation. So I want to discuss them a bit because definitely using the Mangudai is not an option. Maybe you can use 2 or 3 in an initial situation, but you have to go with archers in order to counter the spearmen and longbowmen. So I'm gonna show you that. I am going to be attacking my opponent as soon as possible. So I'm going to rush him with horsemen. So by the 3-minute or 3-minute 30 mark, I'm going to attack him. And what is important and what I have neglected in the games where I have lost is the fact that you have to be on top of your English friend. So you have to attack him constantly, and you have to be in his base until you have enough units to comfortably face the opponent. I'm just scouting a little bit with the Gur. I'm using the usual build order. I'm gathering 150 wood. Okay, it was a little bit more, so it wasn't really optimal to to keep so many on wood, or to let them gather so much wood, but it doesn't matter. I think these little things that you collected 20 more wood than was necessary are so irrelevant. And at this point I could have even taken this villager and put him on gold or somewhere else. I wasn't very optimistic about this matchup because my gold was so forward, like very, very forward. And I thought, okay, he is probably going to go for the king, and he's going to attack my gold and kill my villagers. I eventually built a tower here at the start of the feudal age. So yeah, the problem against English is the fact that they have they usually go for the council hall. Okay, they do longbowmen, and they also create the spearmen that will counter horsemen or other units. He is still keeping his villagers on gold. I decided to attack him. I popped an arrow. I don't know why he kept his villagers there. Okay, I decided I'm not going to run under the town center, so I just started destroying the house. And by the start of the feudal age, I will destroy the house. And what I also want to see is if I actually house blocked him by doing this. So I'm going to reveal the entire map. I'm going to hide this. I could also go in caster mode in this situation, because I think the map, the fog of war at this point is irrelevant. Also, what I noticed, the English houses have a very small hitbox, so I was somehow clicking the house and still I wasn't hitting the house and the animation was destroyed, but then it repaired itself. I don't know why that happened. I created another horseman while I'm advancing. He is attacking my... Yeah, I'm going to pop block him and I'm going to force him to build another house. He's going to kill one of my horsemen, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, here I was clicking the house, but nothing happened. Okay. So yeah, I didn't pop block him, but for some reason he stopped producing Longbowmen. Anyway, once I did that, I upgraded my horsemen. And the next thing you want to do is to start creating Keshik. I think my mistake was not, his mistake was not creating more Longbowmen. I don't know why he didn't do that. I have no idea. With the upgraded horseman, I'm going to dare some attacks. And I think this is what you should do, if you can. If you can, just kill 1 or 2 longbowmen. That would be great. Meanwhile, go create Keshik and create a Mangudai. You are going to need the Mangudai first of all. The archers are going to focus the Mangudai. Yeah, that's fine. But to have a Mangudai to deal with a spearman is pretty okay. I mean, you're not going to kill the spearman, but you're going to do some extra damage to the spearman. That's why a Mangudai wouldn't be so bad in this mix. At this point, I decided to build an outpost. I'm not sure if this was like the best positioning for the outpost. Maybe I should have put it here forward in this spot. At this point, I'm trying to find some niche, and I noticed him coming forward, which was perfect because I could get one reinforcement, and I'm going to go for these ones as well. So it is important to hit the English. And this, and this is where the Mangudai came in very handy because I killed that longbowman. So that's why I like to do 1 or 2 Mangudai as well, even against English, because they, what I noticed about Keshik, very important, is 2 Keshik do not kill a unit. I think the longbowman has 70, yeah, villager has 50, so 2 Keshik hits do not kill a villager. You need a 3rd hit, and the Mangudai is the unit that does that hit. The killing blows, the death blow. And this is exactly what happened here. The Keshik did, I think, 2 hits or maybe 3 hits because the longbowmen have 70. And the Mangudai did the last 5 or 4 damage. Okay, I'm still keeping him in his base. At the same time, I started to transition from Mangudai to archers. He killed 1 sheep. At this point, I really don't bother making another scout in order to bring the sheep back. I just don't care. I'm all in. I'm all in the game. The problem with the Mangudai is that they are so behind, like in the entire unit composition they are pretty behind. Creating archers, double producing Keshik, keeping him around his base, He's moving very slowly. At the same time, I'm going for a few traders. Let's see. I'm always stalking him. So I'm always stalking my opponent. And this is why I said that it would have been better to put the tower more behind. Yeah, and this was the moment where I thought, okay, this is really not good. But this tower was very useful. Just trying to bring him under the tower. Okay, I realized that it makes no sense to keep the villagers here. So I took them and hid them in this spot. I don't think my opponent noticed. So you, when playing against English, you should also capitalize on the English mistakes. So him not knowing that I would go for this gold here is a mistake that I capitalized on. So he could have sent maybe a few archers here if he knew. But I'm not very sure if he had the map awareness. So, yeah. Okay, now I'm ready for the attack. See how I dodge them? See how I bring the horsemen? I actually bring the horsemen in as sacrifice. And this kind of helps me to deal with the spearmen. So the spearmen are focusing the horsemen. I'm keeping the Keshik for later, and now I'm going for the archers, for the longbowmen. And now I'm ready to deal with the rest of his units. Oh, and this is so beautiful to watch. I love watching this. I love watching how I'm killing English longbowmen. It's so amazing. Like, this is the best feeling ever. See how he's left only with a few. Yeah, kill the spearmen as well. I don't feel sorry for them at all. Now I'm taking him off gold. He should have built a wall around here. And let's see. I'm not going to get so many villagers. (37 to 36). I don't know why he's bringing these villagers back. I could have killed that one too. 37 to 32, that means 5 villager kills. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one that despawned 5. And idle villagers means... okay. I think he also didn't manage his eco well, but I think he was pretty scared in his little tiny base. That's why he didn't build farms. I think also attacking him forces the English player to make a very compact base. But him being on 1000 wood is not okay for him at all. I'm also on a lot of wood. For some reason it's hard for me to get enough wood usually when I'm building archers. That's why I decided to make a lot of to produce a lot of villagers and to rally them on wood in order to have a constant archer production, but that's okay. If you notice that you're like 600 wood and 100 food, you can always transition and maybe just leave 2 on wood, bring the rest to deer and to berries, and you see in not even 2 minutes, I managed to balance out my resources. I don't know why I'm going on golds. I'm not very sure. Maybe. I mean, it makes sense to keep the Keshik production and to go to Castle Age. Because at this point, it's pretty safe to go to Castle Age. Even if I stop producing units now, or I would not stop producing units now, maybe just slow the production down a little bit to afford the Castle Age. I see him always challenging me. So he doesn't give up, he's like in the front of his base. Behind this, I'm trading. 21 gold is not very much, but I also have this tower to accelerate the traders. And we're ready for another attack. I have 24 archers against 21. I'm daring these kinds of attacks. The poke attacks, very good. I think this was the speed arrow. And every time he stops, he's losing 2 or 3 longbowmen. And at the same time, I'm bringing my Keshik to kill the villagers. I'm okay with losing 2 Keshik to 1 villager in this situation. So okay, my opponent was not playing very well in my opinion. He was diamond, but I don't think he played like a good diamond player would do. Okay, always drag in these spearmen. Get the spearmen before you go in with the Keshik. Maybe even just let the archers fight against the men-at-arms, against the other units, and at the same time go in with the Keshik and kill some villagers. Now he's chasing my archers. I'm again at his I'm poking at his economy again. And I have advanced to the next age. So this is what you want to do. You want to get some good fights, and you want to go to the next age in order to upgrade the archers and the Keshik. Once you have those upgraded, the game is going to be in your favor. And also get some blacksmith upgrades as well. And the game will be over soon. I think he noticed, or yeah, I don't know, he was attacking in the wrong spot, to be honest. And my units were so dispersed, I could have built a tower here somewhere in order to have more vision, but yeah, again, horseman sacrificed, doesn't matter. I'm killing off the rest of his longbowmen, and this was the GG, yeah. So, in short, you have to make sure that you attack him by minute 3. Once you have the horsemen out, just keep the horsemen in the base. If you can, keep the horsemen in the base of your opponent and kill 1 or 2 longbowmen, if you can. Let's check the timeline. Okay, no, this is the other game, which I will show you. Yeah, so if you can, kill the horseman in the base, keep the English player in the base, go for archers instead of Mangudai, but mix in 1 or 2 Mangudai in order to get the spearmen, especially when they are moving towards your base. You can pick up the reinforcements, so it's very important to have map awareness. You can even use a scout as well if you have the resources to build one, and if you can afford it time-wise, because you need to move fast. You need to make the initial 2 horsemen, you need to produce another horseman while you age up, and this would be the right time to actually build a scout during age up. And when you have aged up, first upgrade your horseman, then a second get the Keshik. Get the Keshik out, get the Mangudai, and then start producing archers. And use these units that you have to pick up the reinforcements, build a tower if your goal is forward. Generally, I would build a tower against English, especially when they're going against Council Hall. So now let's go to the second game, which is a little bit longer. I hope you are patient enough to check this game out. It's very interesting. And I might be preaching too much about how to beat English, despite the fact that I'm very bad at playing against English. And yeah. By the way, I noticed that the stone was so far away that I decided to send only 4 villagers to build Yuvu. So, no matter what your opponent is doing, if he is going for the council hall, the start will be the same. If he is going for the king, the start will be the same. So no matter what he does, your start is going to be the same. So you don't have to rush in with a Khan in order to check what your opponent is doing, because you're going to be the same. You're going to do the same thing. Okay, so I got these 2 sheep already, which means I have quite a lot of sheep under the town center. I can safely go with a Khan and explore the map. Let's check his side of the map. His gold is pretty forward, which is very nice, especially when you're going in with a horseman. I also want to check the sheep because I was very unfortunate not finding any sheep around here. This is where the sheep are. Yeah, not many sheep on this map here. Oh, okay. He saw that I was building a stable. Doesn't matter. Let's speed up the game a little bit, because the start is going to be the same, so I'm not doing anything special or fancy. I'm also keeping him off gold a little bit, keeping him busy. Although he has enough gold already to build the landmark. It's nice that you can actually weaken your opponent with a Khan. We're getting some sheep. Okay, I want to see what the horsemen are doing. Meanwhile, the typical build: 2 on gold, 1 on wood, and the rest to gold. Yeah, what else can you do? Okay. It's a good question, because at this point the English player is going for the stone. I think it was a mistake on his part to get the men-at-arms. It was my mistake to keep my horseman here and to allow him to gather the stone. I'm just attacking the men-at-arms a little bit. I don't know why why I neglected the stone. I think this man-at-arms did have his function, so he played his role perfectly as a decoy. See, the house repaired itself again. This is why English is so overpowered. They can even repair their houses without villagers. Okay, no, I'm joking, because the house didn't get help, but still, the animation is very symbolic for the state of the English civilization in this game. I am very frustrated every time I play against English, but I'm trying to do my best to perfect my strategy, so I'm not going to surrender. Just like I saw a meme on Reddit of people surrendering when playing against English. Okay, he doesn't have enough stone yet. He doesn't have enough stone yet, but he has his king. And he's going to collect his stone. The king is quite powerful compared to the early horsemen. Okay, so you can't do anything. You can't do anything against English. English 2 town center play. You can't do much. But what you can do is exactly this. Kill villagers. Just get his villager count to approximately your villager count. He's building a town center, but realistically speaking, tell me if I could have done anything differently. Tell me if I could have prevented this, because in my opinion, it is impossible to even slow it down to a point where you can say, okay, yeah, this second town center cost him dearly. It's not the case. It's not the case. In my opinion, it's nearly impossible to do anything against the 2 town center play. And it's super frustrating, because once you see that Abbey of Kings is coming out, it means, okay, this game is going to last 40 minutes, because the other player chooses this strategy. So make yourself comfortable and accept the fact that it is going to be a long game. My reaction to knowing this was, I will show you in a second what my reaction was and how I decided for what strategy I have decided. I'm keeping him off wood. This is the best I can do for now. Yeah, can you guess what strategy I went for? If yes, just leave it in the comments. No, I'm joking. I really don't care. Yeah, try to kill the king. Try to kill the king. How much does it cost? It costs a lot. Heal up your Keshik. Use this obsolete mining camp in order to heal up the Keshik. Have a Mangudai. Have more Mangudai. Produce units. You have to produce your gold units, your horsemen, your Keshik, your Mangudai. Produce them. You're going to need them at this stage of the game. And go for the villagers. One is down. Yep. So I vary my strategies. So I change my strategies every now and then. I'm healing up my Keshik. I'm house blocking him. I want to see if I actually did house block him. Yep. Awesome. So destroy houses as well. You're going to house block your opponent if you do this. This is also very nice. I also went for a second town center. That's right. I also went for a second town center. And this is something I usually don't do, but in this situation I said, okay, I'm going to try doing this. I'm killing his villagers. I have 33, he has 28. Doesn't matter. I lost all my sheep. Or no, I did not lose all my sheep, and you will see that my sheep will be safe. Also, these sheep serve as a good line of sight. The king will go down. Unfortunately, the Mangudai didn't manage to kill the hurt villager. The scout cannot take the sheep, so I'm kind of obliterating him at this point of the game. But even then, even with this kind of destruction, you cannot beat him at this stage of the game. So I'm going for the second town center, and I'm producing villagers right now. I have 35, he has 31, and I'm going to be ahead of him with the villager count. So I secured myself a good eco. Still, I have created Keshik and Mangudai, and he is going for a disgusting H3 white tower. Defend yourself, turtle yourself in your base. Okay, no problem. You can do that, my friend. You can do it. This is how you win games. Just turtle up, just build defensive landmarks, and make sure nobody attacks you in your base. Alright, buddy. It's pretty dangerous that he is already H3 and I'm only age 2, but don't get demoralized by this, because I used to get demoralized by my opponent going age 3, and I'm still with, I don't know, I still need so many resources. Usually the English player will go for knights at this stage of the game, so it's good to have Keshik. It's good to have Mangudai to deal with spearmen. It's good to have Keshik to deal with knights. If you can, kill some more villagers. Make sure to get enough food to age up. Let's see what he sees. And the deer stones. Yeah, okay. This wasn't very good. I could have garrisoned this villager with some good micromanagement. I could have garrisoned this villager. I don't know if he saw that. Yeah, he saw that my army is coming. But I so love it when I kill the English king. The sound of the king dying, the sound of Jeanne d'Arc dying is so satisfying. I have quite a lot of wood, which is essential to build production buildings. Right now I'm very careful when facing him. And let's check the caster mode. He doesn't have any upgrades, I do have upgrades. He doesn't even have the wheelbarrow, I do. So I even have the lumber preservation, and you can see I'm ahead of him technology-wise by a lot. I'm ahead of him in villagers by a lot. I have more military than him. My army would beat his army, although it would be a Pyrrhic victory, like in Total War. And I'm using the wood to build pastures because I'm out of food. Of course, this is a nice place. I'm going to move my town center here, my second town center, but at this stage I'm left without any type of food, so I have to hurry with the pastures. I'm going to get villager blocked a little bit. Also, my reaction was to go for spearman because I felt like he was going to create more knights. Line of sight, fortunately, in my favor. Which means I can defend myself. And you can always there sending some villagers to the corner of the map. He's going to spot this, but do you know when? He's going to spot this when the boar has 11 food left on him. So it's going to be okay. Unfortunately losing a villager there. And if he's coming so bravely to your base, just make sure to kill some units. I also dislike scouts. I don't want scouts in my base. That's why I'm killing the scout as well. I think he was going to check whether I'm trading or not. I will be trading as well. So also trade, let's get back to trade. My favorite topic. Why not? You can even start trading at this point of the game. Because your opponent will think, oh okay, he's not trading, everything is okay. I don't need to worry about trade. But the reality is, I'm going to trade. So, yeah. You can also trick your opponent, because maybe he is certain that you're not trading, so you can start trading even at this point. Now, okay, let's check the composition. I didn't upgrade my Mangudai because I don't have too many of them. I'm risking an attack. I'm baiting him with my horse units. At the same time, I'm obliterating his armored units with my crossbowmen. He also made crossbowmen, but he didn't know how to defend them. As you saw, I kept my crossbowmen behind, so they were protected behind the spear line, and I used my control 1 group. I always use my cavalry group as control 1. My cavalry group consists of the Khan, of the Keshik and horsemen, and usually the second group, let's say this one, is the control 2 group, the other units. So sometimes there are, okay, let's talk about control groups, because I think there are two types of control groups which you can alter and vary throughout the game. And one is this. I'm using control 1 group for army number 1, control group for army number 2, and you can vary between these two. The other way would be control 1 group would be for archers, crossbowmen. Control group 2 group would be for the infantry units. Control 3 group would be for the cavalry units. Both are efficient, but in my opinion, you have to vary between these two depending on the circumstances and situations. So in this situation, it's good to have the control 2 group with a mixed army. This was a mistake from him. He wasn't paying attention. the man at arms found it very funny how he killed the priest with just one hit. I'm not sure, it's seems that it was pretty costly, this victory for me as well. Not sure what to say. No, it was a good victory. I killed off so many units, and I'm still doing so. Killing his reinforcements. And now I moved him back to his base, but I'm not attacking him. My units are not the strongest right now. I should send them back and heal them up. So I'm trying to avoid the white tower. Okay, he's trying to drag me into the white tower. Defense arrow coming in order to get rid of these men-at-arms as well. Okay, defense arrow is fast. And nothing is happening in my base, I can assure you. Mangudai, even unupgraded Mangudai are very good against what? Against crossbowmen. So if you still have 5, 6, 7 Mangudai mixed in, just make sure you get the crossbowmen. So micromanage your Mangudai. I have, I don't know, 6 Mangudai. 6 Mangudai are enough to 2 shots a crossbowman. And now it's time to get some villagers and to even out the villager count. Yep. And this is what you should do. He still has so many villagers, my god. I'm losing quite a lot of units here. I lost so many Mangudai, but I think they served their purpose very well by killing so many villagers. And I think having these unupgraded Mangudais are okay. I mean, at this point I could have upgraded them, but I didn't bother to do so. Still, they were very useful in picking up the crossbowmen and killing the villagers. So that's also one thing to keep into consideration. I don't know why he didn't notice this. I think he was kind of chewing on his tongue when he saw how I killed all his villagers. Yeah. Let's see. Upgrades. Starting to get pretty even. I had so many resources in my bank. And yeah, you know how they say never keep too many resources in your bank. I think at this level, like platinum, I think it's okay. I think it's okay to have a lot of resources in your bank. I mean, if you have 2,100, just remember what I said earlier. Just take your units and send them to another resource. So I sent some of my villagers, those that were gathering food, I sent them to wood. Also notice that I picked up all the relics, the 2 relics that were here and the one here. So I'm ahead with the relics, which is also very nice. I have the Kurultai in front of my base. The deer stones, I could have put the deer stones much closer to the deer. And I usually like to put the deer stones next to the deer because then it kind of fits the narrative. Also, I'm getting some sacred sites. Why not? I also found the sound of the sacred site to be quite intimidating. But also what is intimidating is his amount of crossbows, but here not. I have switched to horsemen due to the fact that I didn't have gold, so this was very fitting in my opinion. And you see how they say that horsemen counter crossbowmen. It's kind of true. Kind of true. Anyway, the crossbow mass was pretty scary. and the horseman didn't really counter the crossbow. And I'm running away. I'm not even kiting. I'm not even kiting because every time I stop, his crossbows will kill my crossbows. I should have run this in this direction. But I'm going through the stealth forest, rendezvous with the rest of my units, and now I'm at an advantage. Yeah, so if your opponent has that many crossbows, don't bother going for caching. Yeah, so like I said, the boar had 11 left. He built some stables here in order to send his units to my gold, but I upgraded all the outposts, so he can't even touch the villagers. But scarier were the barracks. So yeah, this is something that I'm struggling against. When the opponent builds production buildings at this side of the map, it's pretty dangerous because he's rallying the units here, so you always have to have some counters in these situations. So yeah, I mean, the horsemen were not so dangerous, but the men-at-arms were. Maybe putting 2 archery ranges here and rallying some crossbowmen here to assist with the towers. Like, it feels like a tower rush game when opponents build production buildings here. It feels like a tower rush game where you have to have an answer to what he is sending in. Like, really, it does feel like a tower rush game. Protect the villagers. Create good counters. I think this is how you should see this type of situation. Horsemen moving in. His army very scary in my opinion. Although only 2 types of units. Crossbowmen and men-at-arms. If you can identify the way in which your opponent organizes his army, if you see this, you know he has control 1 group, control 2 group. And you can use this to your advantage, the knowledge. How? I don't know. But you can. Anyway, he sent his units here, but it doesn't matter, because the gold was already depleted. I didn't care about the men-at-arms anymore. I didn't care about the trade. I think I got enough gold at this point. Horsemen, archers, spearmen. Not the best counter, but I think I got him off guard somehow. The horsemen were doing some crazy damage here. Okay, here is where I should have built some towers. I started building the white stupa, and when I started building the white stupa, the match was finished. He surrendered. Yeah, so more importantly, I wanted to show you not necessarily the entire game, but the way in which I slowed down his second town center. We looked at the map together and saw how to do this. It was quite a long video. I hope it was useful and it helps you in defeating the English, or maybe just standing your ground better overall, because like I said, this is something I'm struggling with. So watching these replays has been productive for me as well. And yeah, good luck against the English. See you in the next one.